Okay, prepare yourself for a bomba video because this video is a huge one, especially focusing on midfielders in addition to the names that we were already speaking about and observing like Yulman, Ndidi, Bissouma. We have two new names today. We have the one of Xhaka, we have the name of Florentino, two new players that could be in the list of Juve. Juventus is already starting to make the first contacts. Which one can be the most beneficial one for Juve in the way of playing of Tudor, and should Tudor change way of playing to actually have one, if not both of these players? We speak about that in today's video, but also Conceição, according to Di Marzio in Gazzetta dello Sport, that is plan A, where plan B becomes Sancho. It's one or the other, while other journalists are speaking about both players. They are not alternative, but they can play in the same team. And then pay attention because big bomba. Yesterday, the first meeting between Restic, the agent of Dusan Vlahovic, and Juve, total breakdown, total collapse with Vlahovic that is not ready to refuse or to say no to a single euro. He wants everything. We speak about that and much more in today's video. Ciao Juventini of the world, my name is Giuseppe. Welcome back on the channel. I hope you're really ready and that you already put the maximum of like, that you already start preparing your keyboard or your fingers to write and interact in the comment section. Of course, if you didn't, please continue to subscribe. Before starting with that, I have a fantastic, beautiful news because we know it. The tournament is absolutely not over. FIFA Club World Cup today, the first of the two semi-finals. Fluminense against Chelsea, or Chelsea Fluminense, or whatever you want to call it, this evening. And I have a beautiful surprise because I will do it again on the Telegram group, DAZN FIFA Club World Cup. I will be there hosting the watch-along, commenting the game with a lot of passion, probably much better in terms of passion than sometimes what you are hearing about. Commentators are really chill, you know, here it's heated up. So I'm studying the teams. And how can I study the team? Well, the first thing that I did this morning was going to start preparing the game on OneFootball, my first Go app that is totally for free in the description. You can also go there, scan it with the QR code. Fluminense versus Chelsea, 3 key battles for the Club World Cup semi-final. Of course, it's much more than only Thiago Silva, 40 years old, that did a fantastic, beautiful impression. There are so many things to speak about. That's what I did. OneFootball that is giving me the scores. Like, for example, yesterday, Italy women that was playing against Portugal, 1-1, giving me the live scores, giving me the news that I need, and it's totally for free in your pocket. Just here, the link into the description or the QR code. Then we go to Juve, because Corriere dello Sport is already tackling one name that we spoke, according to me, too much about. The name of Osimhen. Osimhen that is keen to stay at Galatasaray, even if he needs to go back to Galatasaray, because at the moment, well, he's expecting to be in Napoli. There are some problems there, because even if the player agrees with Galatasaray in terms of salary, they're speaking about 16 million euro net for the Nigerian player, there is still a problem between the club and Napoli and De Laurentiis, because there is a clause that is at 75 million euro for a foreign country that Juventus couldn't even participate in because we are based in Italy. Well, Galatasaray increase their offer 60 million euro. De Laurentiis saying, no, we want more. That clause is about to end because it's not the 15th of July, like for example Conceição, but it's the 10th of July. So Galatasaray needs to rush if they want to pay that clause. Otherwise, they need to directly negotiate with De Laurentiis. Can Juventus come back after the close? They can, possibly, speaking with De Laurentiis, but it will be extremely difficult. Is it a name that we can tackle, that we can put away? I tell you yes, especially, and I'm happy for that, because it's true. In terms of impact, in terms of skills, in terms of strength of the player, it was probably the best possible choice. But in terms of money, if we are looking at the picture of Tuttosport today, that they are showing us that on the right side, we don't have at the moment a real solution as a starter, that we need to do something as a left center back, that Sancho and Conceição at today are still not Juve players like Colomani, that in the midfield we need to do something after Douglas Luiz probably leaving, after maybe Weston McKennie not renewing Juve and changing teams. There are so many things to do. I tell you, I'm happy that we keep a bit of that money to reinvest in other roles. But of course, there is another problem that we need to tackle, and then we enter the Dusan Vlahovic topic. Vlahovic non fa sconti. He's not doing any discounts. From what is reported yesterday, there was that real first meeting between Comoli and Restic, the agent of the Serbian player, where they said, look, our intention is to stay. we could possibly even thinking to leave only at our conditions. So a club that we like, a club that is giving us reassurance in terms of salary for the next few years. But if we leave, don't believe that we will do any discount to Juve. We are absolutely not ready for that. So if we leave and we accept a bit lower salary from another team, the first year, the year that we have on contract, you have to compensate. You must compensate. Don't believe that you just go and fly with it. No. Otherwise, we stay. We have absolutely no problem to stay in a team where even the supporters now and go on social media are not even appreciating our player anymore. It's a situation that it's toxic, that is not beneficial, but we don't care. We are ready to accept a year as long as we have our entire money. I don't understand what Dusan Vlahovic is doing, why Dusan Vlahovic is acting like that, at least if the reports are true. But today you see it, it has been reported by Cristiano Corbo, by Nicolo Schiera, and by a lot of experts of market. So 10 million, that's what we want. If you want us to leave, if we go to another club, well, you cash in whatever you want in terms of value for the player. 20 million is what you are requesting. We don't care about that. That's your business. But if we leave, we want 10 million euro. Otherwise, we don't leave. What will Juventus do? Big problem to solve as soon as possible. In the meanwhile, Jonathan David is waiting. He didn't choose the number yet. The number 9 is at the moment taken by Dusan Vlahovic. He could possibly think about the number 21. I don't know. I think it's better to wait a bit more. Anyway, the official numbers we can have and we have times to give them. And then there is always that discussion about Sancho. Sancho Juve, key day. According to Tuttosport, there should be also a new call. According to a lot of journalists, today is the key call. And I heard today, even Mirko Di Natale, that said today could be even decisive day. Not only a key day, but a decisive day. Today, probably it could even be a green light or a white smoke, if you want to call it like that, for the English player to Juve. Then, for the people that do not want Sancho at Juve, well, believe the other sources, the sources of Di Marzio and the sources of Gazzetta dello Sport that are saying all in on Conceição with Sancho that is not an addition to the Portuguese player, but that is actually Sancho a plan B, while Conceição is plan A. It's one or the other. Look, according to me, you are that much advanced on the Sancho file that I don't believe it's one or the other, that Sancho is a plan B. I really think that Juventus, they have in mind one thing, having both of the players, of course, and we know it and we already spoke about it, only if Nico Gonzalez could be sold. And there could potentially be an open track there with Nico Gonzalez in talks also with l'Olympique de Marseille. At the moment, Nico Gonzalez is still with the girlfriend or the wife, I don't know, with Paloma in USA. They are enjoying Universal, Disney, and all the activities there. But the agent is taking care, is opening. Nico Gonzalez would love to stay at Juve, but if there is no possibility, let's see. I don't believe that Nico Gonzalez could finish at l'Olympique de Marseille, but the intention of Juve is actually to make Conceição and Sancho, not or Sancho, and Nico Gonzalez out of project. Then, if Nico Gonzalez, there is no solution, could possibly be that we have only Conceição or only Sancho. Only the future will tell, but that future can be extremely, extremely fast. For the people that are saying, no, Sancho has always been an option B, I personally don't believe in that too much. Pay attention, because we go towards the big file of today. We are speaking about the midfielders we already spoke about it. Yulman, we spoke about Didi, we spoke about Bissouma. Pay attention, because there could be two players that are leaving Juve in the midfield in that role. It's Douglas Luiz that has a lot of offers from Premier League, and even Como, even if some people are saying, no, we didn't find any breaking news on that or real interest, but Como could potentially be interested in the player. Can they go and pay the entire sum? I have no idea, but Premier League, a lot of clubs are on him. We already spoke about it. McKennie, we already gave you the explanations of McKennie's contract, so he could possibly also leave with a lot of plusvalenza for Juve. And Juve is looking not for one, but maybe even for two midfielders. So Didi, Yulman, Bissouma, all players that we already explained the last few days, but pay attention, because this morning there are two other names. The one of Florentino that we already studied in the past, because he has been close to Juve last summer, has been close to Juve already in the winter again. It's a name that for the third time is coming in the list of Juve. Revolução no meio campo, revolution in the midfield for Benfica, with Juve that is back on the center midfielder Florentino. The first requests are between between 35 and 40 million for the Portuguese player. Pay attention because they are also Napoli on the player that is ready to put 30 million. So what is the real price of Florentino? Big question mark. A player that is really good, that I really enjoy, that I really like, but pay attention, 0 appearances with Portugal. 0 appearances with Portugal. Then you will tell me, Beppe, Joao Neves, Vitinha, it's difficult to play there, but 0 is still 0. But the player that I like is young, 25 years old. He will be 26 in August. It's a player of 184, Portuguese player that could join Juve without any problem of extracomunitario, etc., etc. So one player. I will go in detail in a second, especially when I speak about the future Juve. And then the other name that is new, really new, so it's not a Giuntoli name, but it's really a Comoli name that is looking at these opportunities. We are speaking about Granit Xhaka, the player from Leverkusen, ex-Arsenal, ex-Mönchengladbach, ex-Basel, if I'm not wrong, in Switzerland. Special mission. Now we are looking for a play that could be the player here. Xhaka, that is a bit older, 32, will be 33 in September. Now, looking at what we have today, we are playing with 2 midfielders, Thuram and Locatelli. Look at all these stats, the key passes, the progression passes, the duels, possession 1, carrying, forward passes, forward pass percentage. What do we see? That Locatelli, Thuram in orange, Locatelli in green, we see that there is one big thing that is missing, and it's the key passes. And we saw it. You don't need the stats to understand what we are missing, what this midfield is needing, a bit of creativity, one that is really seeing and going with the key passes. So what do? We are adding Florentino, for example, to play next to Thuram, because Thuram is the undiscussed starter of the future Juve, of the Juve of 25-26. What do we see? That we are increasing a bit with the duels 1, with the possession 1, because it's a player that is really going on the player. It's a one that will, to say it with words instead of stats, it's a player that will actually do the dirty work, that will go in a fight, in a battle, recuperating that ball, and from the moment that he has that ball, he will give it to Thuram, saying, Thuram, take the ball, carry the ball, because that's your best skill. Go with it, fly, I will stay in the back, I will be your shield. So that we have a balance in that midfield without creating, possibilities for counter-attacks or things like that, because I will be behind you. So I recuperate the ball, I take it, I give it to you, you run. That's Florentino. On the other side, if we don't go with Florentino, but we go with Xhaka, what do we see? We see that we are increasing the key passes, the progressive passes, something that we were missing with Florentino. So Xhaka is the player that will actually be the brain, that will say, okay, when I receive the ball, because you see that it's absolutely not the player that is going for possession 1. It's not the player that will win you a lot more duels that we already have. From the moment that we have that ball, that I have that ball in my feet, I can give it to Thuram if he wants to, but I will also look around, and especially offensively. So it's an intelligent player, a smart player, a play like Gazzetta was actually describing him. So something that at the moment we are lacking. Look at these progressive passes stats, look at the key passes, forward passes, great, something that we miss. But then, of course, who is taking the ball? Who is carrying? So my fear there, if you take a player like Xhaka, putting him with Thuram will not carry the ball anymore, and he will probably do the dirty work in recuperating these passes. So that could be potentially a danger. What I did was actually putting 3 midfield, because that, according to me, should be the solution for the team of Igor Tudor. Not playing with 2 midfielders, but with 3. That could help a lot. You can go with a 3-5-2. You can go with a 4-3-3 to continue to insist also on a Yildiz Conceição, Yildiz Sancho with a Colomani or a Jonathan David there up front. A 4-3-3 could be extremely beneficial. A 3-5-2 in a way, but then why insisting on Sancho and things? So a 4-3-3 could be really ideal. But speaking about the 3 midfielders, what do we see here? Florentino that could help Locatelli, on top of that, to winning duels, to having that possession 1. They could give the freedom to Thuram to continue to carry the ball. But what do we see with these 3 midfielders? That we are missing still the key passes. So probably, if you are looking to adding one player between Florentino and Xhaka, probably the best one is Xhaka. 32, he brings leadership, he brings experience, he brings maturity, but especially he bringing what we are needing here, the key passes that could be potentially really fundamental for Juve. We continue to have that possession won with Locatelli, the duels that can be won there. We see the forward passes that are increasing also thanks to not only Locatelli but Xhaka. That could be really beautiful. A midfield, three-man midfield with Thuram, Locatelli, Xhaka could be extremely beautiful and ideal. Then, if you want, because we didn't speak about money yet, but Florentino, it costs between the 30 and 40 million. And if you're ready to take a Xhaka for 50 million euro, that should be and can be a bargain. Well, you can even rotate. Sometimes playing with Locatelli, sometimes playing without Locatelli, but with a Florentino, with a Xhaka, and with a Thuram. And there you see a really beautiful, complete midfield with all the areas that are covered. So my point here, and I will continue to repeat it, Igor Tudor, watch this video. Instead of playing with two, play with three midfielders. That can also give you an opportunity to, again, having that rebirth of a turncoat manners that, according to me, in that 3-4-2-1 will never find his role. But in a 3-5-2, in a 4-3-3, could potentially, again, be a super interesting alternative. Let me know what you think about the video, about the stats, about the graphics. Which one is your preferred one? Do you think that we can do both if we are selling and McKennie and Douglas Luiz? Let me know in the comment section. I'm really curious to see you and also to meet you this evening in the Telegram group DAZN Club World Cup, FIFA Club World Cup for the game Fluminense Chelsea. Grazie, forza, Juve.